The poll bugle has been sounded. The Chief Election Commissioner announced the commencement of the Lok Sabha elections in just over a month from now. It's going to be an unprecedented exercise, the biggest ever in independent India. The 9-phased polling will get underway on the 7th of April and end on the 12th of May. And the counting of the votes will be held on the 16th of May.
The first date of poll shall be on 7th April 2014. This is held in 2 states and the number of parliamentary constituencies covered will be 6. The next date of poll is 9th April, which will cover 5 states and 7 parliamentary constituencies. The third date of poll, you should mark the difference from phase of the poll to date of the poll. We are using the expression days of the poll. This will be poll days. The third poll day will be on 10th April, which will cover 14 states and 92 parliamentary constituencies. The fourth poll day shall be on 12th April, covering 3 states and 5 parliamentary constituencies. The fifth poll day will be on 17th April, covering 13 states and union territories and 122 parliamentary constituencies. The next 6th poll day shall be on 24th April, covering 12 states and 117 parliamentary constituencies. 7th poll day shall be on 30th April, covering 9 states and 89 parliamentary constituencies. 8th poll day shall be on 7th May, covering 7 states and 64 parliamentary constituencies. The last one being 9th poll day shall be on 12th May, covering 3 states and 41 parliamentary constituencies. Therefore, in 9 poll days, we will be covering 543 parliamentary constituencies and respective assembly constituencies. You all know about the introduction of Nota facility in the voting machines. This was introduced during the last 5 state elections pursuant to the order of the Honorable Supreme Court. Nota facility shall be provided in General Election 2014 also, and appropriate instructions will be issued. You also know the soul in election management of Election Commission of India is the observance and enforcement of Model Code of Conduct. With our announcement of the schedule today, Model Code of Conduct shall come into force with immediate effect.
Deputy News Editor Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan caught up with H.S. Brahma, Election Commissioner. Let's listen into what Brahma had to say. H.S. Brahma saying that there was a 9-phase poll necessitated
for Lok Sabha elections 2014 has been announced. To talk about it, I have with me Election Commissioner Mr. H.S. Brahma. So first and foremost, it's one of the longest Lok Sabha poll schedules that's ever been seen. 9 phases versus 5 phases in the 2009 Lok Sabha polls. What was the reason? Was it basically the security arrangements, the mammoth security arrangements that are being made this time? That was the reason for this extended poll schedule, sir.
Madhav, I must tell you honestly and frankly, you have already heard what has been denounced announced today in the morning. Basically, we are having two main ideas. Number one, we have an adequate force. Yes, you rightly mentioned, we have an adequate force. But more important, this force should be used in such a manner that we produce an effective election through a better regulation of law and order, better implementation of law and order, better coverage of the area, so that no borders of our country. We have 81 crores voters, and no voters in our country should feel that there is some sort of a hindrance or some sort of a fear or some sort of obstacle for him. So because we want to allow every citizen of our country to vote without any fear or favor, that's why we want to lengthen the days of voting so that our forces are available in every nook and corner of our country. There's no place in this country should be left without any proper coverage and security, so that every citizen can come openly without any fear or favor and vote his thing. That's one of the main reasons. Yeah, number one.
So what will be the main challenge for the Election Commission in these polls in 2014 Lok Sabha elections? What has been the biggest difficulty? Is it the use of money power that the Election Commission will be focusing on?
We will be, 2014 will have a two landmark issue before all of us. Not only challenge the Election Commission, but every citizen of this country and also every voter of the country. Is the use of money power. We have definitely controlled our muscle power for the last 5, 10, 20 years. But the challenge is about the money power and the paid news. ये दो हमारा सबसे बड़ा challenge
Sir,
होगा.
last question is that the government has, brought in several ordinances. There is a cabinet meeting scheduled for Thursday. Do you think at this stage, when the Model Code of Conduct has been brought in, such decisions such as ordinances, etc., is it feasible for the government to bring them out once the Model Code of Conduct is in place?
Normally, our stand has been we do not interfere with the constitutional obligation, responsibility of the ministry, department, and the role of its agencies. Like judiciary should do their job, our government should do their job, parliament should do their job, etc., etc. So our stand is very clear that as a ruling party, as a governance, you must not do anything which will create non-level playing field. सबसे बड़ा issue है कि let us not create any non-level playing field. So any ordinance or proposals or any decision to be done, normally we expect, because we also did work in the government, normally when Model Code of Conduct is implemented, from that day, from that minute, any such proposal which may create non-level play, routine thing they can clear, no problem, but anything which can create embarrassment and some sort of a feeling that we are definitely doing something against the law of the land, against the spirit of the democracy,